Hello, listeners. Welcome to Emily Martin's postpartum podcast. Coming to you live from Eloise's nursery, where I have just spilled a glass of red wine on my white recliner. Am I upset? Yes. Did Andrew come clean it up for me? Yes. Did I pour another glass of wine? Also, yes. Because today's topic is postpartum vagine care. And again, this topic is specifically for vaginal deliveries. Can be used for non-tearing vagines, but anecdotally, my recommendations work very well for torn up, poor vagines. I have a second-degree tear. Don't know the amount of stitches because I blacked out. I'm going to keep this very product specific and recommendations on what to bring to the hospital with you and what to have at your home for when you get home. Again, these are all just recommendations, some pros and cons to commonly used products. Take it or leave it. Should you be interested in my opinion and or reviews of other topics, I would be happy to share, but I'm not going to bore you with too many details because some may scare you, and I don't want to do that. But I just want to be helpful because I've had a couple moms. I'm only 10 days postpartum, but I've had recent moms shed some light on things for me, and I found it very helpful. So if I can be of resource for you, I would like to. Okay, so again, this is if you have a vaginal delivery. If you have a C-section, I don't know what the fuck's going on there, so don't ask me. When you have your baby and you shut the baby out, all throughout labor, they're going to have you in these weird, quote unquote, one size fit all mesh underwear. I'll tell you right now, it is not one size fit all. Bare, like a plumber's butt crack on me. And then they have pads in your labor and delivery room. So they have those underwear and some pads. That's what you're going to be wearing until they're like, let's shit this baby out. Once you deliver, you're going to do skin to skin, blah, blah, blah. There's a bit of time. The nurse will then walk you to the shower and force you to shower. And you are so vulnerable and so confused and so overwhelmed. And you stand there naked, like, help me. A lot of blood. Don't be alarmed. I literally stood there and like blood trickled down my leg after I turned off the water. And I looked at her. I was like, what now? And she goes, oh, I'll just sponge it off you. And I was like, okay. And I sit down in the chair, question mark, how do I sit? And she helps me make my first diaper. So she lined up like 3 pads in the mesh underwear. That is the standard at the hospital. That is what they have. They have pads and mesh underwear for you. They don't have diapers. They don't have anything else. So if you're looking to bring some of these products that I'm going to refer to the hospital, it might be a good idea. And I will highlight a few of them that I brought with me that I found beneficial. So I now have this weird diaper on. They sit me down in a wheelchair and they roll you into the postpartum unit. So I'm not going to get into too many details into that because, again, different episode, I should say. Once you get in your room, they are going to they're going to want to monitor your pee output 3 different times. So 3 different bathroom breaks, and a nurse is either going to accompany you or you're going to go alone, press the call button, say, hey, come look at my pee. It's going to be pee and a lot of blood. I'll tell you that much. It's kind of alarming. So in your bathroom, I'm hoping the nurse sets up more pads for you. They should be giving you a peri bottle, which is the Medline peri bottle, just like a little squirt bottle. I will be including pictures with this voice memo. So in this picture in particular, you're going to see a clear bottle, which is the one that you're provided at the hospital. You're going to see a Amazon version of a angled peri bottle, and then you're going to see the Freedom Mom peri bottle. I would recommend getting a peri bottle for every bathroom in your house that you plan on using postpartum. So I have two on the main floor, my main bathroom and my ensuite. And then I brought the Medline shitty one home. I say shitty because you really gotta freaking stick your hand in your vagine or like under your butt in the toilet and squirt up. The angle is key. And both the Amazon and Freedom Mom Peri bottle has a really nice bidet-esque stream. We love it. But one mom told me a fun fact: when you go out in public, you're gonna need a Peri bottle. So keep the shitty hospital one for your diaper bag for you to use and like put it in a plastic bag or something. So they guide you on how to rinse yourself. So basically, when you pee, it's gonna burn like hell. I found that sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't, but you really want to wash yourself with this bottle every single time you use the bathroom. And then you're always going to pat dry with toilet paper. So I would go in with my mesh underwear and my pad. I'd go pee, they count the pee, blah, blah, blah. And then you rinse yourself, pat dry, put your pad back on. It was only when I became a human again that I was like, fuck, this is uncomfortable. I'm going to put on a diaper. So I have included a picture of the diapers that I purchased. What I did is I would put this diaper on. I would either use the diaper as the pad, quote unquote, or I would even put a pad in the diaper. It provides a bit more compression, and then I put the mesh underwear over top until I got home. And then this is what I did. I'm kind of going all over the place because my brain doesn't actually work. So I'm hoping that you guys follow this. So right now we've covered the peri bottle situation. Now we're going into disposable postpartum underwear. Steal a bunch of those mesh underwear from the hospital. Use those as your nighttime compressive garment over top of a diaper. That is my recommendation. If you want, use an overnight thick ass pad in the diaper too, if you're really bleeding, because you do really bleed the first, oh, I'm still bleeding quite a bit. But you're going to get into like a little bit of a regime of when do you use a pad? When do you just use the diaper? When do you use tuck pads? Spoiler alert, another product. But the Freedom Mom disposable underwear, although a little pricey and you get 8 pair, I like to wear those during the daytime. So I'm wearing the ugly mesh underwear at night because like you're sleeping, quote unquote, you're sleeping. Are you? We don't know. And then when I get up, I put on a new diaper, a new pad, and a nice clean set of Freedom Mom postpartum underwear. And then I put my pants on over top. That way you can monitor, like, are you bleeding through it? I haven't bled through it. So I low key wear a couple of the Freedom Moms for like 3 or 4 days. And then I change it. I think I'm on my second pair right now. My friend gifted me a couple to try out. And I was like, oh shit, I like these. And I just ordered a new box. They come in packs of 8. Okay, so that's the underwear. Next up is padsicles. So I've been finding, oh wait, I have to pause because for me, they literally didn't bring me a sitz bath in the hospital, which huge faux pas. They only gave it to me when I was discharged. You are going to, especially if you have stitches, you're going to want to aka sit the hell in warm/hot water multiple times a day, because the moment one of your stitches gets tight, you're going to want to throw up. So I wake up, I'll sit on this weird friggin' toilet seat sitz bath with just water, no Epsom salts, even though people say do that, do not, just do, because you want to avoid you want to mitigate any infection. So sit in that for 20 minutes, get up, pat dry, put on a new pad. And you're going to want to do that minimum 3 times a day. First couple days I didn't do it enough, and then I started feeling it. So don't be me, live and learn. Also, another thing about the hospital, they're going to offer you some pain meds. They're going to offer you Tylenol and ibuprofen every 4 hours. Stick to the 4 hours. As soon as you like, I don't know what word I'm trying to use. As soon as you miss a dose, you're going to feel it. And I'm feeling it at home too. Like I need to start setting an alarm because you're going to start aching. Okay, now back to the icicle pads. My good friend Lindsay is a sweetie pie angel face, and she delivered to me these pre-made icicle pads. So I'm sure you could Google it. I asked her for the recipe, but it's some sort of witch hazel aloe vera frozen on like a maxi pad of your choosing. I would suggest wingless, um, but that's up to you. You choose your adventure. And they're literally an ice pack, and you get like a vasovagal shock when you put it on your vagina at first, but then you're like, oh yeah, this feels good. And then when it melts, it turns into a pad. So you can wear that one for a couple hours, to be honest. The Freedom Mom also has a vagina ice pack. Um, I don't have a picture. I have a picture of the bag. It's basically this very large, like water balloon-esque ice pack that you snap. You like bend it and pop it, and then you give it a shake like glow stick. It's nice. It it warms up pretty quickly. So where I've been using those, if you do want to get a package, you're up to feed your baby often. And what I do is I wake up, go pee, then sit down and get settled and start the feed. So when I get up in the middle of the night and I'm feeling like I need a little zhuzh, like I need a little ice pack, I'll use the Freedom Mom. I'll pop it, put it in. It's not very absorbent either. So this is also why I would recommend only using this ice pack for a very short time. So an hour, let's say. Um, Put it in. It's going to cool down. You're going to feel like you're sitting on a water balloon. Feed your baby, put your baby back to sleep, and then go change again into a regular pad. That would be my recommendation. They are useful, not necessary. You could also just go walk to your freezer, get your hubby, your partner to walk to the freezer, get a padsicle that you've made, same thing. So take it or leave it. I don't know if I would purchase the Freedom Mom ice packs, icicle, whatever they call them, again. Next up on the list is a soothing perennial cooling pad. So I've been using two different ones. I've been using Tuck pads and like the brand name Tuck pads. You could also get whatever other Amazon or whatever. I can't speak to that. I'm going to speak to Tuck pads, and I'm also going to speak to the Freedom Mom soothing pads, which basically look like a long rectangular, it looks like it covers this whole icicle pad basically. It is relieving. They're both very relieving. I'd say Tuck's more so, to be honest. The rectangular Freedom Mom one, kid you not, if you wear that for too long, it'll dry out and it'll stick to your friggin' stitches. There's been a few times where I have gone to the bathroom and it was stuck, and then you have to peri bottle it off because you don't want to rip it. Oh my God, could you imagine? You don't want to rip it, so you peri bottle off, and now it's all wet in your toilet, and I live on well, and I'm not flushing that down, so then you have to dig into the toilet. Anyways, time and a place for the Freedom Mom cooling, soothing liners or whatever. I use those in tandem with the Freedom Mom ice pack. Again, these ones aren't necessary. I think there's a lot more in a package than in a Tux package, because the Tux, I think there's only 4 little circular pods, or 40, I should say. I don't even know how many, but you're using a couple of them each time you use it. Worth it though. Honestly, the tuck pads well, I count them. I'm like, okay, I'm putting 5 on here. There better be 5 in my pad when I take it off. They don't dry out. They feel so good. And then I just like pick them out of my pad and toss them. So yeah, definitely recommend tuck pads. You can put them on as frequently as you want. And then the last thing is the cool perennial foam from Freedom Mom. I have 3 bottles on the go. I don't need 3 bottles. I think 2, or have one in each bathroom. This is really, really, whoa, this is good for like a little zhuzh. So if you're not changing your pad because you haven't bled that much, or you just went pee and you're like, oh, my pad's still looking kind of clear, I would say definitely I'm using it more like 5-6 days postpartum when it's not a lot of blood, because when it's a lot of blood, you are changing more often because we're not sickos, right? But there are times where you're like, I don't really want to change it, and I'm going to leave it on. Give yourself a little zhuzh with this witch hazel cooling foam. Feels really nice. Don't put too much on because it will seep out and you'll get your pants dirty. But I would buy this again. I think that's it. I'm going to end this podcast. I'm going to send you some pictures so you know what I'm referring to. But again, I'm not an expert, but my vagine is slowly feeling better. I went from couldn't go from sit to stand comfortably to burp the baby to can do that now, if that makes sense. With a little TLC, the vagine will heal. Also, I didn't realize that the stitches are literally there for 6 weeks. That's a little alarming. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and let me know if there are any other topics that you'd like to discuss, aka maybe collecting colostrum. Really enjoyed that experience. I am also fully breastfeeding, so happy to share my experience. Side note, I've been working with a lactation consultant, which is why I'm feeling so confident with it. So if you do want to talk about that, happy to chat. And then once you've all, because I have many listeners, had your babies, let's talk labor stories, because that is hilarious. Okay, ciao. I'm going to have my glass of wine that I didn't spill. Thanks. Bye.